Have you been getting rejected after job interviews and you're wondering what you can do differently to get a job offer next time? Well, in today's video, I'm going to share one thing that could make the biggest difference and help you get a job offer sooner. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jo Randolph. It's nice to meet you. I'm a holistic career coach, and on this channel, I teach you how to discover your gifts, fulfill your purpose, and create a joyful life. If you want to watch videos like this, come and join us and subscribe. I post new videos. So the question that I have for you today is, are you able to get job interviews, but find yourself getting rejected after those job interviews? Well, this can be so frustrating because you've put in all this effort with your CV to get this opportunity and you get so excited about the potential of being able to work there, and no matter how hard you try in your interview, you get rejected. And if you get rejected multiple times, it can really knock your confidence and make it even more difficult to actually feel confident and pass your next interview. So the question that I often get is, what do I need to do differently? Now, we don't have enough time to go into all of this today. I do actually have a free training on how to get job interviews and how to get job offers. If you want to check that out, click on the link in the description box below. Biggest misconception that I've come across when people find themselves failing multiple interviews is they say, the reason I got rejected was because I don't have enough experience. It doesn't matter whether you're going for a more senior position, whether you're trying to change careers and do something new, whether you are a graduate. It can feel as though because you don't have sufficient experience, that is the reason that you're not getting the job. Well, the thing is that I actually have good news for you, because I believe that the real reason why someone doesn't get a job isn't because they don't have enough experience, but it's because you don't give the recruiter or the hiring manager strong enough reasons to hire you despite your lack of experience. I do have a separate video on this. Now, if you want to learn how to get a job despite your lack of experience, just simply click on the link here so you can watch it. But I guess the key thing that I really want to focus on is, what do you do when you don't feel like you are good enough? What do you do when you're applying for a more senior position, or you're trying to change careers and you don't have that much experience relative to other people, or you're a graduate and you're just starting out, or maybe you're a mom that's taken some time out of work and you're looking to get back into your career and you feel like you've lost many years? The first thing that I would say is that know that you are enough as you are. Yes, you are enough as you are. Sometimes I go through periods where I don't feel good enough, where I don't feel I can make it, where I don't feel I have enough, I know enough, I'm well connected enough, I have enough money. There's a lot of enoughness that we might feel like we lack. But what I really want you to know is that you are enough and that you can do this. So then if you are enough, how come it doesn't come across in interviews? How come you don't feel it when you are interviewing? So for example, yesterday I was listening to an audiobook by Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. It's a great book. If you ever want to check it out, I totally recommend it. And he was talking about orphanages. In less developed countries, mothers or parents can sometimes have so many children that after they get to a certain number and they realize they can't look after the new children that they have, that they essentially drop them off in an orphanage, hoping that their child will be able to get what they need in order to grow. Now, orphanages, the idea is that they are devoted to giving the child the care that they need. So they'll have a roof over their head, food, clothing, just the basics so that their needs are met. Now, why am I talking about this? Just hang in there with me. So the thing is that even though these children have a lot of their needs met, there's one thing that the environment is missing, and that is love. And so even though they have all the stuff that they need, the basic stuff that they need, what they're missing is the most essential thing that they need, which is love. When children are in environments where they are emotionally deprived, where they're deprived of love, the impact of that is that their brain development can essentially reduce up to around 30%. And statistics have actually shown that actually for every 3.5 months a child is in an orphan, they essentially lag behind their peers by around a month, which is crazy when you're really thinking about the difference that love can make in one's development, their learning, and their growth, and their essentially ability to grow and be people that are successful They also found that the IQ of children in orphanages is actually considerably lower than children that might be in low-income households where they might not necessarily have all the money or all the resources to learn and to grow, but because they have love, children in low-income households still tend to do better than children that are actually in orphanages. Now, why am I saying this? What I'm saying is that the environment that you're in can really drive how well you perform. And so if you are in an interview, think about the environment that you're in. In an interview, you're not exactly feeling like, oh my gosh, this is a place where I feel so loved and I feel I can really perform and I feel safe showing my true self and I feel safe really just thinking and exploring and sharing my best ideas. The complete opposite. If you were to describe an interview, what do you feel? For some people, it can feel like you're walking into a room full of judges. You're going to be criticized and people aren't accepting of you. For some people, it feels like a place where you're going to get rejected. For others, it can feel like you're kind of going into a lion's den where you're going to get eaten alive by the people that are interviewing you, depending on how tough they are in your interview. And so what does that create? That creates fear. Now, I'm not sure how you respond to fear, and fear can be helpful in the ways that it can essentially help you make you feel alert, but I actually have a separate video on the side effects of fear in an interview and how that can actually block you and stop you from passing your interviews. If you want to watch that, just click the video there. Actually, I think I shared that video last week. The point is this, is that often when you feel fear and anxiety and nerves in an interview, you're shutting down. And so it doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch on how to pass an interview and how many scripts you read and how many things you do to try to prepare for your interview. None of that actually matters if when you show up, you feel fear instead of love. You might actually be performing considerably less than your maximum performance. And you may have noticed this. I often hear people when they leave an interview saying, oh man, I didn't show up as my best. So the question is, how do you switch that? How are you able to actually show up as your best and be your most confident, radiant self, but actually get the job offer next time? So an example of this is a performer, okay? So let's say, for example, someone is performing, they're a singer, and they're singing live on stage. If they get a response from an audience, the audience loves their performance, then they get really into it and their performance can actually get better and better. Whenever I watch videos of some of the best entertainers, they live and they thrive on the incredible feedback that they're getting. However, if you're on stage and you're hearing these boos and you're feeling like people want you to get off the stage and there's no positive reaction to you, what does that do? That makes you want to choke. That makes you want to stop singing. That makes you want to get off the stage. And when you're going into an interview, it can feel like that. And the person interviewing you may give you a look, or they may say a sound like, and they can do things that can totally throw you out of your comfort zone. So what do you do? How do you turn this around? Well, the thing that I would say is to shift your focus. Instead of focusing on fear, actually focus on love. Focus on creating an environment and feeling an environment where you feel love in your interview. Now, this might sound crazy, but here's how you do it. So I guess I've got a few questions I'm going to read out for you. So I guess the question is, what are you excited about? Instead of focusing on what you're nervous about your interview or what you're scared about, focus on what are you actually excited about? Write that down. Or what do you love about the company? What do you love about yourself? What do you believe that you're really good at? What are you excited to do? What are you passionate doing? What do you love about your job opportunity? And what do you love about helping people or helping this company? And also, have you looked into the people that are interviewing you? What do you love about them? What have you found or learned about them that you find so interesting? And essentially, the more things that you love about this opportunity, the more things that you love about this interview, the easier it is to relax and to actually show up as your best self. Now, if you start an interview from a place of self-love and a place of acknowledging and having an awareness of what you're good at and what you enjoy and what you're passionate about, and if you start an interview from a place of knowing how you want to help them, being passionate about how you want to help them, and if you start from the place of wanting to create a connection with the person that's interviewing you rather than feeling like they're going to judge you and reject you, if you start from that place of love and connection, the interview will go so much easier, and then that way anything that you do to prepare for your interview, it works. But if you're preparing for interviews and you're feeling a lot of fear, there's no amount of preparing that will really help you overcome that and help you perform at your best. And so that was just my one tip for this week. I hope you found it helpful. I would love to know what's one thing you're excited about in terms of going for an interview. Let me know by leaving a comment in the box below. I do also have an online course that can help you pass your interviews and increase your salary by up to 40%. If you want to check that out, click on the link in the description box below. Anyways, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend that you know is looking for a job right now, or maybe has had a hard time with their interviews. I hope it gives them courage and confidence that they can do this and they are going to succeed, and you are going to succeed and you're going to do an amazing job. Anyways, that's it for me for this week. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in future videos, please leave a comment in the box below. Anyways, I shall see you soon. All right, bye.